Oops, I need to share my screen first. Okay, so I don't want to make this about coronavirus, and neither do you, I'm guessing. But I do think that it is the elephant in the room right now, and I do want to talk about it a little bit. So I thought we could just have a little chat, and I could share some thoughts that I have about COVID-19 and us, and then we can check the box and say that we addressed the elephant in the room, and then we all moved on with our lives. So let's chat. Weird times, guys. It's weird times. I think that during this time, we have an opportunity to make this, make us bitter or make us better. And you've probably heard the bitter or better phrase in other areas of your life, but I truly think that it would be easy to feel bitter about lost opportunities from this strange period of time that we're finding ourselves in, or be bitter towards people making decisions that affect our families, whether that be politicians or local leaders or teachers or employers at our day jobs, or our the day jobs of people that we love. But we also have an opportunity to let this time make us better, better in how we're spending time with our family and just capitalizing on the opportunity to be together, better in taking the time to work on our businesses, which obviously you all are taking the bull by the horns on that, or you wouldn't be here today. So I just want to say that out loud, that I love the notion that weird times like this, that we can use them to make us better instead of bitter. And at the end of the day, or at the end of the quarantine, or at the end of whatever's going on, people will still want pictures. And I know this to be true because so many of my clients have told me, don't worry, Julie, like we're in. We are so in. We're not going away, and as soon as possible, we want to do pictures again. And people will always want pictures, and that's not going to be something that goes away. What we do is important, and people love us, our clients love us, and that is not going to change because we had to take some time off, or maybe change the way that we do things a little bit because of this stupid virus. Okay, so let's talk about some of the unknowns. We don't know when we can go about business as usual again. We don't know how some of the locations we frequent will change their policies after all of this. We don't know really what business is going to look like, or how it might change when we do return. Are we going to return to business as usual, or going to feel weird? We don't really know that. It's probably going to depend on the client and depend on their personal situation and what their experience was during this time. So it's okay to have unknowns, and it's okay to just still lean into the future and lean into growing our businesses despite the unknowns that we have. Our financial situations obviously have to be talked about. Our own financial situations, meaning most of us probably have had some income loss during this time, whether it was that you had a lot of clients booked, or projected, forecasted photography income during this time, or that you or somebody else in your household experienced a decrease in income in some way, shape, or form during this time. I think most of our financial situations were impacted at least a little bit. And we can almost guarantee that overarchingly, our clients' financial situations probably changed too. What this is going to mean for us as portrait photographers when the world goes outside and gives hugs to each other again, is that it's possible that some of our older or returning clients will have had to reprioritize their expendable or their extra income, or they've lost some of it. Or maybe Maybe they're in an industry that was absolutely thriving and they're able to really support your small business in a new way come this fall or whenever it is that we're out shooting again. I just wanted to acknowledge that, yes, financial situations have changed, and that might change how business goes when we are able to be out interacting with clients in person again. So I have just a few recommendations, and really then I just kind of want to round table it. I am not an expert on pandemics or diseases or viruses or politics or anything. In fact, I've turned off the news myself like several weeks ago because I just was over it. I don't feel like I really know who I can believe, so I just chose to just put some blinders on and focus on my own family and the things that I know that I can control, which is how I spend my days and what I do with all the people that are in my house. So that's been a choice that I made. And to those who are keeping up on the news, also, like, good for you. And maybe you can tell me when I can, when I can go meet with clients again. But I do have some recommendations. The first one is, when we are able to go about business again, do not slash your prices. I know that when we are panicking about not getting bookings, it is a really easy myth to fall into, like, well, if I slash my prices, I'll be able to keep my clients or I'll be able to get bookings. I think that is a lie, and I think that long-term that is not going to actually help your business. Imagine this. You have all your clients from last year and from fall, like busy season last year, all your family clients. If you were to take all of those, let's say you photographed 20 clients last fall, and it turns out that their financial situations have all changed such that only half of them can still afford your current prices. So that would mean that at your current prices, you would only be serving 10 clients instead of 20, not accounting for new clients that you might pick up. That's half the income and half the work. Now, let's say you freak out and you say, all my clients are changing their financial priorities. I need to slash my prices in half. And you slash your prices in half, and you keep all 20 of those returning clients. Now you're getting half the income and doing the same amount of work. I would rather have half the income and half the work than try to do the same amount of work for half the income. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's simple math. So I don't think that this is the time to slash our prices. Even if that means that we have fewer clients, our time and our effort is still valued the same, whether or not we are coming out of a pandemic. Does that make sense? Yeah. So please, I'm asking you, and anyone who might ever talk to me about this in the future, don't use this upcoming family season as a time to slash your prices because you are panicking about having work. That said, if you do want to slash your prices because you feel a tug in your heart to bless somebody, that's different than slashing your prices because you're panicking about having work. I talked in a prior segment about our margin for giving and having a servant's heart and a giving mindset as a marker of the health of our business. I do believe that is true. And if you have it on your heart to bless some families, maybe some of the frontline workers that went down, or somebody who had a major loss during this time, if you feel compelled to bless them with a discounted session, by all means, please do that. But if you are discounting or slashing your prices, please let it be because it's coming from a heart place and not a fear place. Does that make sense? So that would be my advice as somebody who wants to see your businesses thrive over the next 5 years. Please don't slash your prices this fall because you're afraid you won't have business if you don't. The next recommendation that I have is that once we're out doing business again, I think we all should make it obvious that we are taking new germ precautions. We're entering into a brand new phase. Like none of us, have any of you like watched a movie during this time and you see people like shake hands and you like had a like reaction, like, why are they touching? Sort of thing. Like this is a brand new thing for us as a culture. And I hope that we grow out of it in a short amount of time, but coming right out of quarantine, we are definitely going to make sure that we're respectful to clients who maybe are taking it more seriously than we are. I don't know. There's like a spectrum of how seriously people are taking the social distancing and the germ precautions. Some people are like not taking it seriously at all, and some people are like wearing hazmat suits to go to the gas station. So you have to recognize that your clients are going to be all over that spectrum during quarantine and then coming out of quarantine for whatever reason. And we don't know, maybe they are immune compromised or someone in their family is immune compromised. Maybe this is causing like some PTSD for them about something that happened or somebody that they lost to an infectious disease a long time ago. We just don't know, but this is an opportunity for us to be loving and serving toward our clients by taking those extra germ precautions, especially when we first start up again. The next one is that we can just continue to operate legally, whatever that looks like. I don't know what orders are in place for our cities or our states or our country, because I don't have a crystal ball and I am certainly not a decision maker on these things, but I do think that we as business owners have a charter to be leaders in the community and to just operate legally, whatever that looks like for whatever period of time. And the last thing is that we should always be doing, but especially coming out of something like this, I think we should all maintain a calm, cool, collected, and professional demeanor about us, and just be the professionals that we are. So that's all I have to say on the topic of coronavirus. And just, does anyone else have anything else that they would like to say, or they want to pick my brain or see what I think about something or anything like that?
I just appreciate you being like open about it, and also like just encouraging, because I had like a couple moments before the workshop where I was like, I don't even know why I'm like doing this. Like I was like, I don't even know if anyone's ever gonna like book a session again. Like I have no idea. So I appreciate your perspective of just not using it to like think of worst case scenario, just using it as an opportunity to make our businesses better. Yeah. And for me, it's always been, and this is like the reason that I started taking photos and what I do for other families, it's always been about like documenting my family too. So at the end of the day, I literally just took a million pictures of my kids.
I love that.
And okay, I
love
guess
it. Love it. Awesome. Thank you for saying that. I said at the beginning that I just really wanted to use this as an opportunity to make my own business better, and also to just encourage other photographers, which is something that I try to do year round and all the time, because I just, a rising tide lifts all boats, and I just want to see our industry thrive, and I want to see people who are talented at making beautiful pictures for people. I want to see them succeed. And this is like, it's not a make or break, but it's definitely an opportunity to like, those who are getting better, not bitter during this, are definitely going to come out ahead when this is all over. So thank you for saying that. Does anyone else have any thoughts or questions?
I told you this in the mentoring session we had, but like, I've obviously seen the things that you've said to even other photographers, not just us, not just the 5 of us in this cute little safe room.
Yeah.
But like, Julie's like laid it down to people, guys. like cancel your sessions. Like, and it was like, it was like uplifting to know that they're like, one, I read her the way she said it to other people, and it was never rude or anything like that. But it was like, this is what's good for us. You have to do it whether we like it or not. So, and then immediately after that, that's when I saw like your quarantine photography checklist. And I was like, these are fun things to do while we're in a crappy situation. These are things that we can do. So like Jessica and I took that and like we made our own to-do list on top of like the fun things I'm posting there. So like, it was good to get that perspective when it all kind of sucked.
Yeah. And it does. And it's okay to say that this sucks. Like it does. This sucks in a lot of ways. It's hurtful and it's a big change and it's hard in a lot of ways for literally everybody in the entire world. Like we as small business owners are not special in the struggles that we're having. Weddings are being canceled. High school seniors have lost all their milestones, all their excitement that they've worked 12 years for. People are losing their jobs left and right. Like people, I get it. Like I lost a lot of income these 2 months, and that affected my family because I run a legitimate business and I contribute to my family's financial cash flow. Like my family counts on my income. I lost money too. And it's really easy to be like, woe is me, I'm a creative entrepreneur and the SBA loan isn't helping those little creative entrepreneurs. Okay, but what about the flight attendants? They all lost their jobs. Anyone who worked at a hotel, they lost their job. It's affecting everyone. We aren't special. And we do have an opportunity to be better, not bitter, and to pinch our pennies and to be wise with our spending. And so I appreciate the mindset that we can all be in this together and we can be loving towards others and just not be bitter because this sucks for me, because it sucks for everyone. Anyway, thank you for sharing. And I love how you've been using the quarantine checklist for professional portrait photographers, because what a cool time to have a couple of months to be like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And that's why I made it. So it's been cool to see the few people that picked it up and are really taking the bull by the horns.
It's nice to give that to yourself to say like, these are the things that I can't do when this sucks.
Yeah. And when we look back in 20 years or in 10 years, when our little kids, those of us who have little kids, when they're teenagers, or even 20 years when they're in their 20s, and people ask them like, oh, you were little during coronavirus. Like, what was that like? Do we want them to be like, oh, it sucked. I had to do school at home and my mom was mad all the time and we ate tuna like every day, which, okay, those things do suck. But, or they could be like, yeah, like mom played with me and we made pictures. Look, I have these pictures that my mom took. And yeah, it was super cool. We got to like, kind of like relax on our schoolwork a little bit and just like make art all day long and play in the backyard. And so like how we have an opportunity to make memories right now, even though the circumstances aren't ideal, for sure. Anyone else?
I think it's kind of similar to what everyone else has already said, but yeah, the quarantine for us has been an exercise in discipline, in health, in the food we eat, exercise, schoolwork, relationships. I have a senior in high school and he's missing out on so much, but I'm getting all this extra time with him.
Yes.
And he is ready to go. So once he's 18, this is it. And so I think that I had kind of same thoughts like, oh my gosh, of all the times, why am I doing this now? This workshop to do this with my business, but it's like, no, this is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Disciplined and to buckle down and learn new skills, and practice and all that stuff. So I think it's been nice.
Yeah. And like I said in my slide, I really am 100% positive. Like people will still want pictures next year, later this year, next year. Even if we were quarantined for a year and a half, which God help us, no. But even if we were, You know how many people would be eager to get out and have professional pictures done after that? Oh my gosh. Talk about like reverse market saturation. I don't even know the market, like supply demand, like the demand is going to be super high because our clients miss us too.
Yeah.
So it's real opportunity. And I'm just so proud of all of you for being here this weekend and for taking this time to listen to boring presentations about file management and, you know, all that exciting stuff, taxes and contracts and all that. So without further ado, let's talk about next steps, and then let's go and spend the rest of our night with our families. So let's see, stop share. Okay, get out of here.